Right now I'm working on this project, and I don't have anything particularly interesting to show right now. It's a little bit repetitive, which is also kind of tedious. So I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about something that has to do with motivation and not quitting and following through to a goal. Now, I've been told many times that the first step in a journey is the hardest. Now, if you're doing a big project and you tell yourself that the first step is the hardest, you are setting yourself up for a big surprise halfway through the project, because it's going to get a lot harder. The first step is nothing. So when you go into a project, realize that the first step is nothing, and things are going to get a lot harder. And that's kind of the point I'm in right now, is like the really difficult part, where I've been working toward this thing I want to do for decades. And it's something I've wanted to do since I was a little kid. And now I'm 40, and I've been like spending all this time and energy, making all these little decisions throughout the years to try to get myself here. And now I'm here, but I'm not done yet. I'm not anywhere near done. And I'm so far from where I started that I don't really remember where I even was or what I was thinking when I originally decided I want to do this huge thing. I want to build a castle in the sea. I want to build a castle on an island and live in it, and a lot of other stuff to do with it. But basically, I'm making a sea castle. And I don't even remember when I first thought this. And I can't see the finish. I'm like in limbo somewhere between the first idea, which I can't even remember, and the goal, which is I can't even really grasp it right now because I'm just so deep in the weeds. And today I spent all day working on this little part of a machine that's going to allow me to get some stuff, and that stuff is going to allow me to build a seawall, which will allow me to level out some ground, which will allow me to start the foundation. And when I finish the foundation, then I can start building walls of this castle. So the things I'm working on right now, they're like long, they take a long time, and it's a lot of work, and it's very tedious. And there's no direct connection to the final thing. It's like I'm doing this thing for a thing, for a thing, for another thing, for another thing, and where I am, I can't see anything. And that is when it gets hard. When you are like over halfway through a huge goal, like trying to get to some dream, and like say you're trying to lose weight, and you decide, well, all right, let me start. Today for lunch, I'm going to eat a salad instead of a giant greasy taco. First step. That's not that hard, right? It gets hard when 6 months later, you've been busting your butt, getting up every morning, working up to walking an entire mile around the neighborhood every morning, which took a lot of effort. And other people say, well, it's just a mile, but to you, that took a lot of effort to get there. And you've been trying to eat better and doing all this stuff and doing some research and figuring out how to get healthier. And then you go look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, man, I've lost 40 pounds and I am still a fat cow. That is when it gets hard. That is when it gets hard. When you've done so much, and you look around and say, man, I am just so far from my goal. Like, what is the point? Or when you've been like trying to restore an old car, and a long time ago you found this old car carcass and you bought it for peanuts. And then you spend years taking it apart, scrubbing parts, getting the rust off, tracking down old parts that other people had that they're getting rid of to restore this thing, and learning techniques to get rid of rust and fix doing all this stuff. And 5 years later, you go into your garage, not even thinking about the car, to take out the garbage or something. You walk into the garage and just catch yourself off guard, looking at it from an outside perspective, and all you see is this garage full of parts. And you're like, man, I've been working so hard on this, and all I've got is a garage full of parts. And then you look at it and think, I could just take the parts that I've fixed up, and I could go sell those, and I could basically break even on this. I can get out. I've got an out. Or when you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're just like, man, I'm still fat. I could just go have some ice cream right now. It doesn't really matter. Or right now I could say, man, this is a lot of work. Maybe I should just do something else. Here's the thing. You can keep chasing that dream, or you can find something else to do. But what else are you going to do? Go sit on the couch? Relax? Do nothing? Sit on the couch and watch TV? Is that what you want your life to be? Just sitting around doing nothing? No. Get off your butt. Understand that, even if you never get to your goal, a day spent chasing a dream will be more interesting and valuable to you than a day spent sitting on your butt. And that is the important thing. You can stand there and look at yourself and say, man, I'm still fat. But you know what? You're 40 pounds less fat than you were 6 months ago, and you're stronger and healthier, have more determination. You've done all this valuable stuff that you have to understand is there because you're chasing this dream, trying to catch this goal. And the dude making the car, restoring the car, you've gained so much experience and knowledge and understanding of all this different stuff. You probably made all kinds of cool relationships with people, tracking down all these parts, and all this amazing stuff happens because you chase a dream. And it doesn't matter if you never catch it. Chasing an impossible dream will give you a more interesting and valuable experience than sitting around and doing nothing. It doesn't matter how interesting the TV show is that you're watching. It will not be as interesting as your own life will be if you chase a dream. You chase a goal. And you know what? If you keep chasing those dreams and chasing those goals, you may just find that you are blown away by what you can accomplish. Because that's the thing. A lot of times people think when they start big projects, or when they think about big projects they want to do, they think, it's impossible. There's no way I can do that. And yeah, it probably is impossible when you started. Until you factor in the fact that you are a human being who can grow and learn and meet new challenges. And that is what makes it possible. You don't have to have the skills or the determination or the whatever to achieve the goal at the beginning. You just have to keep going. And you have to be willing to work to learn whatever you need to chase those goals. So you know what? I just wanted to say something about that while I was in the situation where I was looking around this morning going, man, I have just been busting my butt, and I'm like, just so far from the goal. But you know what? I'm going to get there. And even if I don't, the full commitment and intention that I have to get there will make my life much more interesting and valuable than if I quit. So go get it.